The family attorney, Ben Crump, put out a statement today. And if I could, I'd like to read you part of what the family and Ben Crump is saying. George Floyd's past drug use and addiction was really the focus of testimony earlier today. Through tears, his girlfriend, Courtney Ross, who we met for the first time, explained how both of them battled with opioid addiction throughout their 3-year relationship. She says both of their addictions were triggered by chronic pain. She said that they both became addicted after getting prescriptions, legally getting opioids. And then it just spiraled from there. She says on and off, they were able to kick their addictions and then they would get re-addicted again. But she said that he had become clean until the spring of 2020, and that is when he had overdosed on opioids in March, and she had to take him to the hospital. Defense attorney Eric Nelson wanted to know more about that and about George Floyd's behavior in the spring of 2020. Take a listen to him questioning her about that.
After Mr. Floyd was hospitalized in March, you were quarantining together, spending a lot of time together in March, April, and May, correct?
Yes.
And for the majority of that time, Mr. Floyd was clean, right?
Yes.
And it was your belief that Mr. Floyd started using again about 2 weeks prior to his death, correct?
I noticed a change in his behavior, yes.
That's when you noticed the changes in his behavior. And you described some of those changes in his behavior in that time frame, right?
Yes.
Do you recall telling the FBI that there would be times that he would just be up and bouncing around, and then there would be times that he would be like unintelligible?
I don't recall that, but
Would you disagree if I said that in the transcript? That's in
no,
the
I wouldn't
transcript.
disagree with that.
Were you aware that Mr. Floyd was with Mr. Hall on May 25th of 2020?
Only in the aftermath.
Now, it's interesting here how Nelson is trying to connect the drugs from Maurice Hall and the overdose in March to the drug use on May 25th, 2020. The defense has contended that it was illegal narcotics that killed George Floyd and nothing to do with what Derek Chauvin did to him. Now, in response to the defense's using George Floyd's drug use as a cause of death, the family attorney, Ben Crump, put out a statement today. And if I could, I'd like to read you part of what the family and Ben Crump is saying. Quote, they expected the defense to put Floyd's struggle with addiction on trial because that is the go-to tactic when the facts are not on your side. We are confident the jury will see past that and arrive at the truth that George Floyd would have lived another day if Derek Chauvin hadn't brutally ended his life, end quote on that. So that is a statement coming from the Floyd family in response to the defense using Floyd's previous drug use and addictions in this trial, Linda.